People often ask me, Nate, what should I preach on? And I just say, scroll TikTok, doom scroll for an hour, and you will find something to preach on.
That's a great point.
It's the easiest way to write a sermon is to see where your congregation is sitting and what they're going through. Yeah, so I don't think that there's any way that you can sidestep anymore as a pastor or as a church leader. We have to address culture and where things are at dead on, because if a pastor isn't doing it, somebody else is doing it. The bottom line is that your congregation is being trained politically, and if you're going to abdicate the throne of that, then don't be surprised when people start believing stupid things and behaving in insane ways.
Yeah, and so, but why is it that the church has abdicated its role? Why is it that the church doesn't engage? The church is largely silent on what happens outside of its walls. The church is not fighting for life. The church is not fighting against transgenderism. The church is not fighting for the stuff that matters. So where did we go wrong?
The seeker-sensitive movement is the worst thing that ever happened to the American church in 70 years. It's destroyed it. That's where we went wrong. So the church is designed, A, to worship God, B, to equip the saints, and C, to reach the world, in that order. And seekers reverse the order. They go, the church is designed to reach people, and then to equip people, and then to worship God. And so when you get the design wrong, you get the church wrong immediately. When you become a seeker church, and a seeker church is a church that's after reaching people. And there's nothing wrong with reaching people, but you have to have the order right. Like, for example, my dad's generation, like in the 70s, for them, it's like, how do we get God to church? That's the question that they asked. Now people is, how do we get people to church? And so, you're fishing for people. You're trying to. That's where all the people pleasing starts. That's where, don't talk about this. You're walking on eggshells constantly because you're worried about offending people, because your whole mission is bringing people to church. And so that's what I believe went wrong, is we became seeker friendly rather than God friendly. And so when you're trying to please people, everything's always going to go sideways, and that's part of the reason why we become so effeminate in our teaching, in our theology, in our philosophy, because the whole shtick in evangelicalism is trying to reach people who ultimately don't care. Like, as James MacDonald once said, you're just trying to fill your church with tares. We have to get back to caring about God. Like, how do we get God to church? Preaching the right thing by worshiping correctly, and the result will be that people will notice the difference and they'll want to come.